Woo! Oh, baby, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, baby. Here we go. It's a little bit of midget mania as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with the Dirt Midgets at Lucas Oil Speedway. This is going to be one heck of a show. Their practice session about to come to a close, and we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose here around this beautiful, beautiful racetrack in Wheatland, Missouri, as these drivers look to get ready to go to battle here in these little tiny dirt midgets, man. These things are full of power, but they are light and small, and they're ready to rock and roll here as we're going to get ready to put on another wicked show for each and every one of you guys here once again tonight. We're looking to get ready for some wicked racing action, and welcome in, chat. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Whew! Baby, this is going to be a good show. This is going to be a great show, chat. Oh, baby, this is going to be good. Yo, Maddie Fletcher, what is good, Maddie? Hey, girl. What's up, Maddie? What's up, my boy? What's up, my dude? What's up, homie? What is up, my dude? All right, ladies and gentlemen, practice session is over. These drivers, they're going to jump out onto the racetrack here for a quick qualifying session. They're going to get 2 laps to jump out onto the racetrack here, and they're going to get ready to do some qualifying. See that 002 ride of Clifford Bellamy about to get spanked? Oh, no, Maddie. Oh, no, my boy. That's not what you want to do, man. That's not how you want this race to go, homie, okay? You don't want it to go like that, okay? You want to have a very, very good race, okay? You gotta come into this race with a lot of confidence, dude. You gotta come in here with a lot of confidence. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see, no confidence. I want to see you filled with confidence out there, my boy. I want to see you out here with absolutely non-stop awesome confidence out there to have a good run here tonight, man. These are gonna be crazy. No matter what, these things are gonna be absolutely wicked. Yo, Clifford Bellamy coming in with that like and the share. Matt Fletcher coming in with that heart reaction. Hot Lap Heroes Racing coming in, smashing that share button. Dane Lloyd coming in, hitting that like as well. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, baby. Oh! Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, Brad Kirby coming in with that like on the stream. What is good, Brad? What is good, my boy? Brad coming in, smashing that like button as well. Gonna get some shares out here as we're gonna get ready to rock and roll here. Qualifying slowly but surely coming to a close here as we're gonna get ready to rock and roll for our first heat race, man. Our first heat race about to get ready here in a few more moments. Jordan McAvoy out there onto the racetrack. McAvoy looking very, very good, looking very stout early on in this one as well. We're going to get ready to rock and roll here. If you guys are just tuning in on Facebook, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're tuning in over on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button over there as well. Jump into the chat, show us some love, hit that like button, leave a couple comments over on the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as we continue to build more and more over there on YouTube Gaming, as well as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here, chat. This is going to be another great show. What's up, boy? What's good, Skylar? What is good, my boy? Skylar Pruitt coming in, showing that love. What is good, homie? What is good, homie? How the heck are you, Skylar? Woo! Yo, Daryl Larson coming in with that like on the stream. Hot Lap Heroes Racing coming in with that like. Billy Roberts, Billy coming in, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, Billy? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go, chat. Yo, Shane Armstrong coming in, smashing that like as well. What is good, Shane? What is good, my boy? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying has come to a close. That means we're going to get ready here for heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 about to get underway as these drivers start to load into the sim here behind our official iRacing pace truck. Starting on the pole here in heat race number 1 in that 96 ride. Let's see if we can get a good angle of that ride. I think that's about as good as they're going to let us get here. Let's see if we can get a rear chase. There we go. Starting on the pole in this one, in that 96 ride, that is Skylar Pruitt. To his outside in the 37 ride, that is the Hot Lap Heroes machine of Brandon Marlowe. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 422, that is Jordan McAvoy into his outside. And the team No Love, number 21 Seed Machine, that is Charles Barnes. Starting inside of row number 3 in the 789 ride, that is Garrett Marshall into his outside in the 44 ride. It's another one of those hot lap hero rides. That is Chad Marshall. Starting inside of row number 4 in the 111 machine, that is Clay Atwood into his outside in the 002, that is Clifford Bellamy. And bringing up the final row of cars here in our first heat race in the 03 ride, we see Bobby Mattingly into his outside in the 46, that is Wayne Pierce. We got 10 drivers getting ready to go to battle here for heat race number 1 as they start to roll around the racetrack. They got to kind of break these wheels loose. They're a little bit different. They're a little bit weird on these dirt midgets. I don't know what it is with iRacing, but they kind of got to back up and go forward and kind of like unlock those front wheels before they can actually start rolling, or else they just lock in. Yo, Chase Henderson, what is good, Chase? Chase coming in, showing some love over there on the YouTube channel. Trent Langston coming in as well. What is good, Trent? Trent coming in with that like. What's up, my dude? What is up, Trent? How you doing tonight, homie? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that pace truck makes that hard right-hand turn. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. Skylar Pruitt and Brandon Marlowe are going to lead us down here to the green flag as we are green flag racing here in the Infield Tractor Tire Super Series night number 2. Quickly, that Hyper Racing ride of Skylar Pruitt out in front. Here's the 96 ride, leads the way. Brandon Marlowe right there in position number 2 as he's trying to stay right there with our leader, Charles Barnes. Jumping up into third here as he's going to use that middle side of the racetrack to work his way to the outside of the 422 ride of Jordan McAvoy. So McAvoy back into position number 4 as these drivers, man, oh man, oh man, these dirt midgets are laying down some crazy, crazy lap times out here on the racetrack as these guys are flying around this place. Garrett Marshall working his way up towards the front as the 789 ride now up into 5th here. Got his brother right there behind him in the 44 ride. That's Chad Marshall as Clifford Bellamy works his way up through the field here in the 002 ride, trying to take position number 6 away. This racetrack's still very, very tacky. Still a lot of good dirt out there on the track. We got to wait and see how this racetrack is going to play out here towards the end of this one as it's going to continue to get slicker and slicker and slicker out here. But out in front, it is Skylar Pruitt as Pruitt leads the way here in the 96 ride. Pruitt still out in front, doing what he needs to do to try and pick up heat race win number 1. Brandon Marlowe, though, not leaving that bottom side, going to stick right there with them. He's going to reel him in a little bit with a good run there through 3 and 4. Brandon Marlowe now looking down to the inside of Skylar Pruitt as we're going to have a good battle here at the front of the field in the closing laps. Charles Barnes right there in third, but Skylar Pruitt's going to see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for Skylar Pruitt, but here comes Brandon Marlowe. Wait until the very last lap to make his move down on the bottom side. He's going to clear the 96 ride of Skylar Pruitt, and he's going to pick up heat race win number 1. Pruitt back there in second, Charles Barnes in third, Jordan McAvoy, Garrett Marshall, Chad Marshall, Clifford Bellamy, Bobby Mattingly, Clay Atwood, and Wayne Pierce rounding out our field here for heat race number 1. Man, oh man, oh man, Brandon Marlowe waiting right there till the bitter end of that one to make his move, make that pass, and jump out into the lead there to snag that one away from Skylar Pruitt after Pruitt led the first 9 laps of this race. That last lap pass was there and he took it, and Brandon Marlowe coming out with heat race win number 1 as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 about to get underway, and starting on the pole in this one in that 43 ride, that is Davin Markham, and to his outside I do believe it's the 51 ride of Jacob Lassiter. Starting inside of row number 2, I do believe it is the 3 ride of Colby Collins, into his outside in that 15 ride is Swede Melgard. Starting inside a row number 3 in the in the 9 ride is Dane Lloyd. Into his outside in the 1K ride, that is Matt Fletchell. Then inside a row at number 4, we see the 13 ride of Trevor Mattingly. To his outside in the 027 is Cade Galley, and bringing up the rear of the field in the DWR, that Dirt Warrior Racing ride, that is the 57 of Jim Revis. So we got 9 drivers getting ready here to get rocking and rolling in heat race number 2. Yo, Ben Bebo, my dad, coming in showing that love. Kevin Odell, Zachary Bachman coming in. Hey, yo, what is good, Zachary? What is good, Zach Attack? Colby Collins coming in as we are green flag racing here for heat race number 2. Quickly, Davin Markham out in front, trying to pull away from the rest of the field as he leads him down the backstretch into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to lead lap number 1 as Jacob Lassiter clears the 3 ride of Colby Collins for position number 2. So Lassiter right there in second, but he's got quite a bit of ground to try to make up here as he's going to try to reel in that 43 ride of Davin Markham. Colby Collins right there in position number 3 in the 3 ride with Matt Fletchell. Now working the bottom side of the racetrack as that Flow Racing ride trying to slide into position number 4 as he battles there with Swede Melgard. Dane Lloyd right there behind him, that Hot Lap Heroes Swede Melgard Motorsports number 9 ride as he's right there in 6th. Trevor Mattingly there in 7th. Cade Galley there in 9th, and Jim Revis, unfortunately, not the start of this one that Jim would like to have, as that 57 ride started at the rear and really hasn't been able to find a groove to work his way back up towards the front of the field. As Davin Markham still out in front, about 0.3 of a second over that 51 ride of Jacob Lassiter, as Lassiter tries to reel him in, tries to close that gap, and tries to catch up to that 43 machine. As we're going to get 2 more laps left to go here for Davin Markham, Jacob Lassiter, Colby Collins there in 3rd. You see Matt Fletchell really hanging that left front tire up in the air here, hooking that ride down to the bottom. He's going to hit the infield tractor tire. Swede Melgard gets a piece of them. They both have to get on the binders. The white flag is already in the air here, but unfortunately for them, they're going to slide back. But out in front, it's Davin Markham. As Markham down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4, he's going to see the checkered flag here for heat race number 2. Jacob Lassiter coming home in 2nd. Colby Collins, Dane Lloyd, Trevor Mattingly, and then everybody else will unfortunately be going to a consolation race as we're going to get ready to get rocking and rolling here for our B main feature event. I don't even know how many people we're taking here. It looks like 11 cars are going to make it into the A main. I do believe everybody's going to make it. So unfortunately, this one's not going to mean anything other than starting position. No one's going to get sent home early here tonight, which is kind of a nice thing. That means that no one has to, no one has to go home early, which is always a good thing. No one has to go home early, in which case we always hate having to send guys back to the pits, and joining us up here in the grandstands is never the fun time that they want to have, We're just making sure we got all of our things set up over here on YouTube. Make sure everything's tagged right over there. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our B main starting to roll here onto the racetrack as we're going to get ready here for our B main, starting on the pole in this one. In the 789 ride, that is Garrett Marshall, into his outside in the 13 machine, that is Trevor Mattingly. Then we see the 002 with Clifford Bellamy, Chad Marshall, Matt Fletchel, Swede Melgard, Bobby Mattingly, Cade Galley, Clay Atwood, Jim Revis, and Wayne Pierce rounding out our field as we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose as they're going to get 12 laps around this racetrack for our B main feature event. Quickly, the 789 rider, Garrett Marshall, putting that pedal to the metal, but a great run here from Trevor Mattingly through the middle of the racetrack. As you can see, that bottom side starting to slick off quite a bit. Here comes Fletchel down on the bottom side. Fletchel made that contact with the Infield tractor tire after being in a transfer spot. Now into the B main here after that contact. Sweet Melgard also got collected in that as they're 3 wide here for position number 2. They're battling here. 3 wide for that second spot. Fletchel sends it in there deep. That's going to tighten up the 15 right of Sweet Melgard. And Melgard's going to slide back a couple positions. Melgar going to look back down to the bottom side here as he's going to quickly try to get back around Chad Marshall and Cade Galley as he wants to get back up into this fight for position number 2 as Garrett Marshall still there in that second spot. But man, oh man, oh man, that Larson 1K ride down on the bottom side here for the Flow Racing Machine looking very, very stout as he's going to take that second spot away here from Garrett Marshall. So move Matt Fletchel now into position number 2 on the racetrack. Trevor Mattingly, though, out in front, continuing to hold these guys up as the 13 ride continues to try to lead the way here as he'd love to pick up this B main win as we're letting these drivers have at it all over this racetrack. Chad Marshall still there in 4th, right behind his brother in that 789 ride as Cade Galley follows him there in position number 5. Bobby Mattingly and Swede Melgard battle back here for 6th and 7th on the racetrack with Jim Revis right there in tow in that DWR. Papa Mike Promotions iRacing iFlag ride right there in 8th. Clifford Bellamy, Clay Atwood, and Wayne Pierce rounding out our field here. Wayne's struggling a little bit in these dirt midgets as these things are an absolute handful, and you really got to get some good practice in these things to really learn how to handle these things, as unfortunately Wayne's going to go down a lap here in that 46 ride. It's Trevor Mattingly still out in front. We're going to see 3 more laps left to go here for that 13 ride as Trevor Mattingly continues to lead the way. He's got Matt Fletchel right there in position number 2. Fletchel just disappeared off the racetrack. I don't know what happened to him. There he is. He's back now as he's going to take a look down low here. Out of corner number 2, they're going to go down the backstretch almost side by side, and we're going to see another last lap pass here for the lead. As out of corner number 4, we're going to see the white flag fly. Mattingly still out in front as he looks to pick up the checkered flag, but here comes Matt Fletchel down on the bottom side. Fletchel down into corner number 3. He's going to try to slide up. He's going to leave the lane. They're going to drag race back to the start-finish line, and it's Trevor Mattingly just barely hanging on to the top spot there to pick up the checkered flag in our B main feature event. What a run there, though, by that 26 ride of Matt Fletchel as he gave it everything he could there at the end, trying to pick up that B main win. Garrett Marshall, Chad Marshall, and Cade Galley rounding out our top 5. Bobby Mattingly, Swede Melgard, Jim Revis, Clay Atwood, Clifford Bellamy, and Wayne Pierce rounding out our field there in our B main feature event. Everybody, luckily enough, is going to make it into the A main. Nobody's going to go home early. Everybody's going to have an opportunity here to try and pick up the checkered flag tonight as these drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack for a quick little warm-up session as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our A main feature event in a few more seconds. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're watching over on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube Gaming, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit that like button on the stream as well as we continue to rock and roll here on all fronts as we're going to get ready for our A main feature event in about 10 seconds. This was a quick warm-up session. Yo, Jordan McAvoy coming in with that like on the stream. Susie Dickinson coming in with that like. John Fowler, my boy Johnny coming in, smashing that like on the stream as well. Kevin Odell with that like. Colby Collins coming in with that like and the shares. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, chat. Oh, baby, let's get it. Woo! This is going to be a heck of a race. This is going to be one heck of a race right here. These dirt midgets always put on a great show for us as these drivers start to load in to the sim here as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing with our A main feature event. It is the Midget Mania presented by the Infield Tractor Tires. This is the Infield Tractor Tire Super Series, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll. Cash Boss 08, how do I join? Cash Boss, if you jump into the Discord or if you message the Infield Tractor Tire Super Series or any of the Hot Lap Heroes boys, you should be able to get a hold of their Discord information. You can join up through that. So we're going to get ready to rock and roll here, ladies and gentlemen. Our A main feature event just around the corner here as these drivers are going to get loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll here. Woo! This is going to be a show, chat. This is going to be a show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, starting on the pole in this one, in that number 37 machine, that is Brandon Marlowe, and to his outside in the 43, that is David Markham. Starting inside of row number 2 as these guys try to crack these wheels straight here. You see that 96 rider Skylar Pruitt starting in position number 3. To his outside in the 51 ride, that is Jacob Lassiter. And starting inside of row number 3 in the 21C ride, it's the next level racing machine of Charles Barnes. And to his outside in the 3 ride, that is Colby Collins. Starting inside a row number 4 in the 422 ride, that is Jordan McAvoy. Into his outside in the 9 ride, that is Dane Lloyd. Starting inside a row number 5 in the 13 machine, that is Trevor Mattingly. Into his outside, it's Matt Fletchell. So then we see Bobby Mattingly, Garrett Marshall, Jim Revis, Clifford Bellamy, Cade Galley, Swede Melgard, and Wayne Pierce as we're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are green flag racing here at Lucas Oil Speedway as these dirt midgets are already set loose. You can see these guys trying to mix it up all throughout the field. Skylar Pruitt sliding back here just a little bit as now Charles Barnes down to his inside as the 21C ride looks to try to take that 4th spot away. Skylar, unfortunately, sliding back ever so slightly here in the opening laps. As Brandon Marlowe out in front, he's got his teammate in the 43 ride there to his outside, but barely out in front here as Davin Markham and everybody else trying to hunt him down. Jacob Lassiter doing a great job right there in position number 3 as Charles Barnes takes that 4th spot over from the 96 ride of Skylar Pruitt. So Pruitt back to position number 5. We're going to have to wait and see who can work their way towards the front as we see Trevor Mattingly already working his way up into 7th. So Mattingly, the early driver driving through the field here, he's quickly gained about 4 positions on the racetrack. And here he is looking for more as now he's all over the back push bar there of the 9 ride of Dane Lloyd. Now he's taking a look down low here, trying to make the pass for position number 6 here. Looks like he's going to slide up in front of the 9 ride, and he's going to take that 6th position away. So early on, Trevor Mattingly working his way through the field here. Our B-main winner looking very good. Looks like he may have found something there in that B-main. But out in front, Brandon Marlowe continues to lead the way. Davin Markham right there in second, not letting him run away with this one. And now side by side for position number 3, here comes Charles Barnes, way up there on the top shelf here. Charles Barnes all the way up on the top shelf and using that extreme high side of the racetrack. He is going to take that 3rd spot away from Jacob Lassiter as Lassiter slides back there to position number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump into a Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. going to get our first caution flag of the evening. So it looks like Jordan McAvoy, unfortunately, going around here in that 422 ride. We're going to take a look back and see what happens as the Hot Lap Heroes number 422 sends it in up there on the high side. It's like Dane Lloyd kind of gets a little bit tight on corner exit, collects that 422 ride, kind of drives him up into that outside wall. He gets a couple heavy licks there. So we're going to jump right on board here with the 422 ride. Dane gets tight right there, comes off the racetrack. Jordan tries to avoid it, gets into him, and he gets collected by a couple other drivers. Goes for a little bit of a spin there and some heavy damage there to the 422 machine. So we're going to get them all stacked back up, and we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose as we're about 15 laps into our A main feature event as these drivers continue to put on one heck of a show. So ladies and gentlemen, you came here for a show. Well, here you go as we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose. Yo, Tony, Mr. Whippersnapper, what is good, my dude? What is good, Tony? What is good, Whippersnapper? All right, we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing. Brandon Marlowe and Davin Markham out in front here as we are back to Green Flag Racing. And don't look now because here comes that 21C rider, Charles Barnes, as Barnes working his way up now into position number 2 as he looks to take the lead away from Brandon Marlowe. Actually, that second spot is Davin Markham out in front here, leading the way. A great restart for the 43 ride as he leads them now by about 7/10 of a second. Brandon Marlowe right there in position number 2 as they are 2-3 wide all the way behind these guys as they continue to beat and bang and duke and juke around this racetrack. Colby Collins and Jacob Lassiter side by side as Lassiter unfortunately sliding back here a little bit. You see Skylar Pruitt trying to work his way back up towards the front. A little bit of contact there between the 027 rider Cade Gatley and the 789 of Garrett Marshall as Marshall looks to try to make that pass there for position number 9 on the racetrack. Right there behind him, you see Bobby Mattingly trying to stay there in that 10th position on the track. It's Kate Galley back outside the top 10 now. The 57 ride of Jim Revis there in position number 12. Dane Lloyd, Swede Melgard, and Wayne Pierce rounding out our field of lead lap cars on the racetrack as it looks like Clifford Bellamy and Jordan McAvoy, unfortunately taking their rides down pit side, are a little bit behind the 8 ball now in this one. But out in front, it's Davin Markham. We just saw a little bit of contact there as the 21C ride and Brandon Marlowe come together as Charles Barnes takes that second spot away. Barnes now into position number 2 on the racetrack. Marlowe there in third. Skylar Pruitt right there in fourth, trying to figure out a way to get around this 37 ride. Jacob Lassiter working his way back up towards the front here as he's back into position number 5. Trevor Mattingly there in position number 6. Colby Collins there in 7th. Matt Fletchell up into 8th. Garrett Marshall right there behind him in 9th, and Bobby Mattingly rounding out our top 10, but out in front it is all Davin Markham as Markham continues to lay a smackdown here on the field. Still out in front here. Charles Barnes trying to hunt him down. Brandon Marlowe holding on to third as now we see Skylar Pruitt sliding back to position number 5 as Jacob Lassiter is He's going to jump up there and take that 4th position away as Lassiter back up inside the top 5, now into position number 4, and he's looking for more. Colby Collins right there in 6th with Matt Fletchell now working his way up into that 7th position on the racetrack as Fletchell tries to work his way towards the top 5 here, making some good ground early on in this one as that 1K machine trying to work his way towards the front here all night long, but out in front with 10 more laps left to go, 9 more that time by the start-finish line. It's the 43 ride of Davin Markham as Markham out in front here, a good lead, about 1.5 seconds now over Charles Barnes as Barnes back there in position number 2. He's got the 37 ride of Brandon Marlowe, slowly but surely coming up to his outside as Marlowe setting it up on that high side. He's going to make the pass now and go back around that 21C ride of Charles Barnes for position number 2. I'm not sure what's happened to the 21 ride, but he is way off the pace now, using that bottom side of the racetrack. He's not carrying a lot of speed as Brandon Marlowe carrying a ton of speed up there on the high side. So isn't Davin Markham. Is Markham now putting that 46 ride of Wayne Pierce down a lap, so a tough break there for Wayne Pierce, now down a lap here on the racetrack. Man, Davin Markham out in front, really starting to pull away with this one as Brandon Marlowe right there in 2nd. Skylar Pruitt now up into 3rd as, I don't know, maybe Charles Barnes may have ran out of gas here in that 21C ride as now he's parked down to the infield. He's going to take that ride down pit side, so a tough break there for that 21C machine as he was up into position number 2 and now off the racetrack back in 15th position. A tough break there for Charles as Charles now down a couple laps here, parked pit side, and unfortunately he is not going to be able to rejoin this group of drivers as Brandon Marlowe in 2nd trying to hunt down Davin Markham, his teammate in those hot lap hero rides. And Skylar Pruitt right there in 3rd in that hyper racing machine, trying to close the gap here, at least on Brandon Marlowe, to maybe move himself a little bit closer towards our leader here. If we get a late race caution flag, he may have something for him. But out of corner number 3 and down through corner number 4, we're going to see that white flag fly one more time around here for Davin Markham as Markham out in front here, leading a lot of laps tonight. He's going to lead him down the backstretch one more time down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. It's going to be all Davin Markham as he picks up the checkered flag here in the Infield Tractor Tire Super Series race number 2 as Midget Mania comes to a close as Davin Markham picks up the checkered flag. Brandon Marlowe coming home there in position number 2. So it's a hot lap heroes 1-2 finish with Skylar Pruitt in the 96 ride coming home in position number 3. That hyper racing ride trying to get lined up here as they line themselves down here on the front stretch. They're going to get ready to jump up here into the broadcast booth for their post-race interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there to our top 3 drivers as they put on one heck of a show here for us in this one. Charles is probably going to run out of fuel. Yeah, he definitely ran out of fuel, unfortunately. Ran out of fuel. Charles, my boy, that is a tough one right there, man. That is a tough break. Running out of fuel, running up inside, you know, in position number 2, man. Looking very, very stout. That car was looking very fast. And then obviously we saw you just starting to, it started to shut down a little bit there. You know, we saw you run on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to take the shortest way around the track and really, trying to conserve that fuel. But unfortunately, a little too late on that one as he come about, 6 laps short of making it across the start-finish line. It's Skylar Pruitt's going to jump out here. He's going to do a couple more extra laps as Davin Markham, our race winner. And what a race, what a run, man. That was a great race, chat. Yo, Joseph Creeley Jr. coming in with that like on the stream. Charles Barnes coming in and smashing that like as well. Ty Dickinson coming in with that like on the stream as well. What is good, Ty? What is good, my boy? Sir Ty Dickinson coming in, showing that love as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button on the stream. Hit that share button if you're feeling courteous. Make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure you hit that follow button or subscribe button and become part of the Peacemaker family here. Become part of the Peacemaker crew. And, you never want to miss any of the action. Make sure you turn on that exclamation mark notify bell. Make sure you turn those notifications on. That way you guys are notified every time we go live with some more wicked dirt track racing action, as we're going to jump up into the broadcast booth here with our top 3. As we're going to jump up here, I do believe we got our drivers waiting patiently here. Okay, let's pull in our race winner, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see those checkered flags up in the chat right now for Davin Markham, as Markham picks up the checkered flag here tonight. We're going to pull that 43 ride up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Let's see those checkered flags fly, and congratulations for the 43 ride of Markham as he gets it done here tonight. Hey, Davin, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Got a copy. How's it going, Aaron?
It's going pretty good. Davin, my boy, what a run, man. That 43 ride was absolutely hooked up there. We saw you battle it hard there for quite a while with your teammate Brandon Marlowe early on in this one. And then after that restart, you were able to really pull away there, continue to keep that distance between them as you were out at one point to about a 2.2 second lead. And you were able to close this one off with about a 2-second lead over your teammate and having a great dominant performance in a dominant car here tonight, man. How does it feel to be parked down here in Victory Lane?
It was great. Took a break for about 6 weeks, come back, worked on a setup with teammates today, and it finally hooked up and went.
Absolutely, it did. All right.
I want to thank the team. Hot Lap Heroes.
Absolutely. Is there anyone else you would like to shout out here for such a strong performance tonight, my boy?
Just Hot Lap Heroes team. All the sponsors on the team.
All right, my boy. Well, congrats on the victory here tonight, man. A great run, a great drive, as that 43 ride was very, very stout here tonight. We look forward to talking to you more down here in the broadcast booth throughout the rest of the year.
Hopefully so. Have a good one.
Absolutely. You as well. Woo! I'm tired after that one. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I would be tired after that one, too. I would definitely be tired after that one, Skylar. That was a heck of a race, man. That was a heck of a race. A heck of an interview there by Davin Markham. But, ladies and gentlemen, give it up. A man of very few words, but meaningful words there, as Davin picks up the checkered flag here tonight. Give it up there for that 43 ride one more time as he gets it done and picks up that checkered flag here in this one, as we're going to pull our second place finisher now. How's it going, man? Zachary, it is always going good, my boy. It's always going good when we see you up in the chat, my boy. It's always going good when we see you up in the chat, homie. All right, we're going to pull in our second place finisher now, the 37 machine of Brandon Marlowe, as Marlowe coming home there in position number 2. Let's bring that 37 ride up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Brandon, it's Aaron up here, the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Brandon, my boy, what a run, what a drive here tonight for that 37 ride. We saw you up there battling with your teammate for quite a while there, leading some laps and having a great run early on. After that restart, you kind of slid back a little bit. You ended up losing a couple spots there, battling hard with Skylar Pruitt and Charles Barnes there for a while. Then obviously we saw Charles run out of gas there late in the race, which gave you that second spot back out there on the racetrack. You were trying to close that gap on your teammate, but by that time he was a shot out of a cannon and out to about a 2-second lead over you. Were you pretty happy there with the second place run, or were you hoping for maybe a late race caution flag where you might be able to jump up there and battle that 43 ride for the win here tonight?
Racing the midgets, definitely happy with the second place. This is probably the only second or third race I've ever, actually ran in them other than just turning practice laps. So anytime you can get a heat race win and finish on the podium, it's definitely a good night in these cars. I was fortunate that, being on the bottom the first half of the race, I was able to save enough fuel because I didn't put quite enough in. So I was able to stay around the top, and I seen Charles move down, and then I seen Davin move down, and I had a feeling that they were both trying to conserve fuel, so I was just trying to get back to Davin as quick as I could to, maybe make him move back up to the top and push harder and see if I couldn't run him out of gas, but it just didn't play out.
Absolutely, man. A little bit of, you need a little bit more time there to maybe jump up and try to battle with your teammate and, have that opportunity to pick up the win here tonight. But still a second place run, a good solid race here once again for that 37 ride after, a couple good weeks here early on in the season. You're looking very, very stout and looking to have a great run at this championship. Are you really looking more towards the points battle here and, maybe trying to pick up one or two more checkered flags in this one?
Yeah, for sure. With the final 3 races going back to the late models, the big blocks, and the UMPs, definitely more comfortable there. So hopefully keep the consistency going and be able to make a solid run for the championship.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, Brandon, a great run here tonight. A good, solid second place drive here in these dirt midgets, as these things are absolute animals out there on the racetrack. You do a great job holding on to that second spot here tonight, man. Who do you want to thank for such a strong performance out there on the racetrack?
Definitely got to thank Garrett, Dane, and Swede, for putting the Infield Tractor Tire Series on. All the rest of the guys with Hot Lap Heroes for helping me out in these things. 789 Designs for the wrap on the car. Shout out to you with Peacemaker Gaming for always putting on a great broadcast. And shout out to my daughter Addison for always cheering me on, and my wife for letting me come in here and have some fun on a Sunday night.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, congrats on the second place drive. Hopefully we'll talk to you back down here in the broadcast booth next weekend. Hopefully maybe one spot better, as you're looking very, very good early on in this series.
Appreciate it.
You have yourself a wonderful night, Brandon, and enjoy that victory lane down there with your teammate.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for the 37 ride of Brandon Marlowe, as Marlowe coming home there in position number 2. A great drive there, especially by all these Hot Lap Heroes drivers, as we see them come home in a 1-2 finish here tonight. Davin coming home there in the top spot with his teammate Brandon Marlowe right there in position number 2. Then we have our first driver that's, not part of the Hot Lap Heroes crew, or not part of the, this regular crew that we see up here in the top 3. We're going to have Skylar Pruitt, a new name up here into the broadcast booth for the Hot Lap Hero Series, as Skylar having a great run, working that 96 ride. He fell back a couple times, worked his way back up, kind of fell back again, and then there late in the race came on strong, was able to get back around Jacob Lassiter with the 21C ride of Charles Barnes running out of gas. He was able to jump up there and snag that third spot, the final position on our podium, and grab that third spot out there on the racetrack, because we're going to pull Skylar up into the broadcast booth now. 26, no talent. Come on now, Maddie. Come on now. You did pretty good. You did pretty good, my boy. I'm not going to lie. You did pretty good. We were pretty proud of you. I thought it was going to be a lot worse for you, but you did pretty dang good out there on the racetrack. Yo, Daryl Larson coming in with that share on the stream. Jeremy Sutton coming in with that like as well. William Hargraves coming in, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, William? What is good, my boy? All right, ladies and gentlemen, our third place finisher here jumping up into the broadcast booth. It is the 96 rider, Skylar Pruitt, coming home in that third spot. Hey, Skylar, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
I sure do.
Skylar, my boy, take us back through that race, as that was a heck of a run there, man. We saw you, have a very good heat race. You ended up losing it there on that last lap, as Brandon Marlowe was able to work his way underneath you and get around you there on the final lap of your heat race, which started you there in position number 3. You fell back early on, you drove back up, you kind of fell back again, and there late in the race you were able to hold on to that third place finish and park that 96 ride down here on the podium, man. Take us back throughout the night and how you ended up here in that third position.
Yeah, so this is probably my second time racing these things, so I'm not too familiar with them. Thank goodness, Matt Fletchell and Wayne, they worked on the setup all day, as far as I know, especially Matt, trying to get this down. So I literally just jumped in here. Matt sent me the setup, and yeah, that's about it. So that heat race, man, you had to stick on that bottom, And once you got off that bottom, I knew Brandon was right there, pressuring me. I knew if I made that little tiny mistake, I knew he was going to go right around us there. And unfortunately, coming to the checkered, he did, and he made his move and got around us clean, and we ended up finishing second there.
Absolutely, man. It was a great heat race, a great battle there between the two of you guys there for that final heat, or for that first heat race of the night. But nonetheless, still a great feature event. We only saw one caution flag there, so we saw a lot of good green flag laps there. We saw the track change quite a bit as it was pretty heavy still throughout that first heat race, and then quickly it changed to maybe that high side and maybe right down along the bottom of those tires. But really, that was a super slow way around the racetrack as it spread way out to the high side like we normally see with the late models and modifieds and stuff up there on that high side of the racetrack. So you guys were carrying a lot of speed around these racetracks and these rides, and they are a handful out there, man. How are you guys hanging on to these dirt midgets going around the racetrack? Well, it was so slick and way up there on the high side, carrying so much momentum where you don't have a whole lot of time to really, counter steer or counteract one little mistake out there, as you guys were really having to be on the ball here in this one.
Yeah, the bottom was definitely there at the beginning of the race. Brandon, he was running the bottom, doing really good through the bottom. So I tried running the bottom a little bit, and then right about halfway through, I started getting freight trained on the top side, and you just had to find out that split second when you can jump up in there without chopping someone else's nose off. And I think I did that a couple times. But I mean, that's part of racing. You got to try to get up to the line when the line's moving. But yeah, I got my wheel. It's so touchy, especially with these things, that you make one wrong move and that steering wheel's coming out of your hands and you're going the opposite direction than what you want to go.
Exactly. All right, Skylar. Well, congrats on the third place run here tonight, my boy. Who do you want to thank for such a strong performance out there on the racetrack?
Like I said, I gotta get my hats off to Matt Fletchell. He tested on these things. I know he sent me a couple Snapchats all day long, setting this car up, getting it ready for tonight. Like I said, I just jumped in and just ran, the practice and heat and race, and I got to give it off to him. Everybody at Shocker Motorsports, Wayne Pierce, we're testing these with Matt. I can't thank those guys enough.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, congrats, Skylar, on the third place run, homie. Hopefully we'll see you back down here in the broadcast booth next weekend. Maybe a couple spots better, maybe down here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. I appreciate it, buddy.
Absolutely. Have yourself a wonderful night, Skylar. Or actually, are you running in the 358 modified race after this?
I did get into that. So, yep, we'll be there.
Okay, so maybe we'll see you back down here in the broadcast booth before the night's over.
I hope so.
Beauty. All right, Skylar.
Thanks, Aaron.
Have yourself a good run and a good race here after this.
Yep. Thanks, Aaron. Have a good night, buddy.
You too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Skylar Pruitt as he comes home in position number 3 here tonight in the Midget Mania. Moose Ranch production here. Thank you to Moose Ranch jumping in and jumping on board here with the Infield Tractor Tire Super Series, coming in, sponsoring this Midget Mania event and jumping on board. So a huge shout out there to Moose Ranch production as they come in and throw in a awesome sponsorship and getting their name out there with us as well. So a huge thank you to them, and obviously a huge thank you to all of our other sponsors throughout the series and everything else, man, as these guys all come together to put on a wicked show here for us. Not a super long series, but a very, very, very good series, man, where we don't really see a whole lot of cautions or anything else, man. It's a lot of good green flag laps, a lot of good green flag battling side by side with very minimal caution flags out there on the racetrack. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in, man. A huge congratulations again to everyone in this field, man. A great run and a great race, man. These dirt midgets sometimes can be pretty killer out there on the racetrack, man. Sometimes these things can get a little out of hand. We can see, 10, 15, 20 cautions in a quick hurry as they add up very, very fast. But these guys putting on a heck of a run and a heck of a drive here tonight. Love you, Skylar Pruitt. Oh, Maddie, let's go, my boy. Love to see the love out there, man. Love to see the love out there. But anyways, guys, unfortunately, that is going to do it here for the Infield Tractor Tire Super Series. We are going to get loaded up here and ready to go as we're going to have another show here in about 15 minutes or so, getting fired up as we're going to have the first night of the Peacemaker Gaming, the Great White North 358 Modified Series going to get fired up here right after this one, as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our practice and a little bit of heat race action here coming up in the 358 Modifieds. But unfortunately, we are going to end the stream here on that note, and we are going to get it fired back up with the next series race, and we're going to get rocking and rolling on that one. So hopefully we'll see you guys all in there for that race. Hopefully we'll see you guys tune back in. So if you guys want, make sure you hit that like or subscribe button, turn on that live notification bell, that way you guys never miss it when we go live. And I'll see you guys here in a couple more moments. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out for now. See y'all here in about 10 minutes or so. About 10 minutes, not even.